What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank y'all for joining. Let's just scroll to the top. Let's see who was first. I can't tell. I think it was Andy at the top because I pinned something. Thank you for joining. Wayne is in attendance as always. Awesome. Ham-Rated Crusader. We just hung out with you all weekend. We're just gonna recap what's going on. Wilderness with Frank. It's a good time. All right, my boy Blue, what is up? We're just waiting for that 1 or 2 minutes pass for all the YouTube algorithms to pop, get people a chance to join, and we're gonna be hanging out. All right, Mike, UK Mike, what is up with the tank smoking cigar? Love it. 45 Auto, I had a chance to almost talk with you. We are going to get closer with the satellites. All right, and I am going to drop the volume and make sure Windows doesn't mess up anything, and we're going to get started. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Frank KG5AHJ, and I'm just going to talk louder so Windows keeps drawing my volume. Thank you for swinging by. We're going to have some fun tonight, but as always, we're going to start at the top with play that awesome intro video. Quick shout out to all my Patreons who makes the show possible. You can support me by joining Patreon in the link below. And on to Tank Radio. Hey y'all, what is up? We are back after a camping weekend, but we're gonna run through some pictures here shortly. We're gonna be talking about what things we saw at Moore, and I need to put my volume back up to where it was. Haha! And all the fun things we did over at the Moore Overlanding Expo that was this weekend. This thing's up off the top. If you haven't heard, I went through some big life changes out of my control. If you want more information, what's going on there, head over to the second channel. I'm separating that from Tank Radio because I want to keep the energy on this channel update, positive, fun, and I don't want to bring us down. But there is a new channel called To Be Frank Radio and a second Patreon if you want to help me out directly with what's going on. Then let me just say thank you to my current sponsors and Patreons over here, both on YouTube and Patreon. This channel is now really solely supported by y'all. After Dayton, I don't know what trips or anything else I'm going on. If we want to keep Tank Radio alive, we gotta go ahead and get the sponsors and not sponsors, but y'all to help support me through YouTube memberships and Patreon. Links are both in the description below. And there's a bunch of affiliate links that if you're buying things, you can affiliate and credit the sale to me. And that does really help out Tank Radio. Finally, there is the audio podcast, and I bet if you're already listening to the audio podcast over there on any podcast or app, thank you. And if you haven't, go ahead and search Tank Radio into any audio podcast or app you have. And Gigaparts, 5% off at Gigaparts. Use at Tank at checkout. Link is in the description, and it'll show you all the items that is available for that, including an elk antenna, due to what I'm doing in the satellites. I got that on there. And I think that is it. Special thank you to Corky QRP who does the Corky QRP store. Let me dig that link up. Currently, we're selling a mini mouse pad over there. I got it way up here. US band plan mouse pad. He gave me, or he made for me, a awesome overshirt that I wore on the upcoming episode on Monday, and I can't wait to for y'all to see that. All right, we'll just start. Hamnomics has a super chat. Thank you very much. Life series of the bridge must be. I'm sorry, messed that up. Life is a series of bridges we must cross. I agree. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate it. All right, we're going to bring on all my friends over here. And I just need to find the right Zoom. I have three of y'all. There it is. How's it going? How are y'all doing? Well, not all my friends, but my friends in the back room right now. How you doing, Paul? What I think I've proven that over the weekend, hanging out with 11 of y'all. What shirt? What shirt do you have? Right there. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So you got on the right shoulder the yeah yeah, that's the rancher patch. I really do like that. I want to see more of that. Oh, no audio. I knew I was going to do that. Bam,
Oop,
corrected.
my audio? I have no
No,
audio?
it was mine. It was me. It was me.
Oh,
Y'all are
okay.
fine.
Nice.
Tell us about that shirt again.
All right, one more time. Tank Radio's Blackout edition.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it the other way
Mm-hmm.
again. With the logo on the side and the back. It'd be kind of weird to show you.
Yeah, it's a special surprise. Yeah, there it is. Ha ha ha! Love it,
Nice.
man.
So I had to wear it tonight.
I worked on that back patch at the cigar bar for like 30 minutes. Because when I made it a grayscale, some of the whites just went super white and I had to tone them down. And then you had to work with like four different colors for the palettes to be nice. So
Hmm.
that took some time to get all the details to pop right again. But
So
I
Frank, where would one pick up one of these shirts?
where want to pick up one of those shirts? I just jumped it in the chat again. This is the blackout T-shirt at the shop.hamradio2.com. And the link in the chat is right over there. Take you right to it. Um, but we just got back from Moore Overlanding Expo, and we left like late yesterday in the evening. It wasn't too late. It was like 7 o'clock, but you don't want to hit the road for a 7 hour drive starting at 7 p.m. But we just got back from the Overlanding Moore Expo, and what were your thoughts on it off the bat there, Paul? This was your second time going out? No, your first
Oh,
time.
this was my first time. Yeah. I loved it. I love camping anyway. I love overlanding, off-roading. I used to always call it off-roading, but the new thing is overlanding, so we'll call it overlanding. But um, from Idaho and Washington, I used to take my Jeep up all the time in the snow and through rivers, so I love that stuff. But this was my first time at Moore Expo, and it was very cool to see all the Jeeps and trucks and vehicles out there and how they have them set up to get some ideas for my Tundra
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm going to do going forward. So yeah, I loved it.
Nice. How much footage did you take?
How much footage? I did a 17-second short. That was it.
That's it.
Yeah, you guys were doing all the videos. I thought, you know what? I don't need to make videos. I'm just going to watch yours and
Just
relive the moment.
do a video on from your perspective, man. You're going to look at stuff that I don't highlight, I overlook, especially I am new to the overlanding community and I don't really have an overlanding vehicle. So a lot of the vehicle, the shocks, the headlights, um the truck mount stuff I just glossed over because I didn't know what I was looking at. I knew what I was looking at: trailers and weights and layouts, and that's what I focused on. There's a lot of things I skipped over, and you could have highlighted, man.
Yeah, I thought about it, but just like most events, field days, and all that stuff, I do more social stuff rather than actual videoing. So it's okay. We'll look forward to your guys' video, and um, I have the memories to relive over and over again.
Ah, man, we had a great time. We got rained on twice.
Yeah. Yep. But we left before the bigger rain, I think.
Yeah, yeah. We were driving home, and we in the front seat. Robert was in our front seat, and he was giving us an update like once an hour. Okay, Springfield's getting slammed right now with orange and red
Is it
on the
really?
radar. Yeah. This is probably a good thing we left. We could have waited it out, but the main reason why we left early was it was supposed to be raining until 9, and we wanted to get out of there around 8 to 9. And packing up in the rain is just no fun.
No. Nope. Not at all. I'll tell you one thing. It's probably good that I left. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't know what was there, but I was sneezing all the time, and I've
Mm-hmm.
still got like itchy rash around my neck,
Oh,
back of my neck. So I'm not sure what was there that was causing me to have
well, I
this
had when we were
allergy.
collapsing the canopies around the site, a bunch of yellow pollen popped off. So throughout the rain,
Mhm.
I think the trees got a good cleaning of pollen, and it got moved around everywhere.
Yeah, into my lungs and on my
Yeah,
skin.
because when we're collapsing those, I couldn't stop sneezing. Um,
Where was this place? Where was the expo?
Springfield, Missouri,
Oh, okay.
Missouri. Is it the same Springfield as Simpsons?
I
We'll
know.
never know.
I don't know. I don't think anybody determined it or yay or nay 100%.
No, they didn't. There was a joke in the movie about that, the Simpson movie. And it was hilarious. I can't remember what it is, so I'm not gonna say it. Um, but what was some of the things that stood out for you at the event as far as the overlanding vehicles and parts from?
Well, I went there besides the the group of us going as far as products and things to see. I went there to see that inflatable canopy for my truck.
Oh, the flat.
And yeah, and it's I saw the videos and advertisements, and they were driving trucks over it. It's supposed to be extremely durable, and it inflates, so it doesn't take up space. If you need to use the truck bed, it's simple deflation and inflate back up. But and it has a mattress there too. But I ended up not getting that. But I was most impressed with um, just the setups, because the other thing I want to eventually get is some kind of RV or trailer. So those smaller trailers, like we had in our Kyle had one and
Hmm.
Julie had the other. I really like those.
So this is the flat. I got the website up.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So they have this truck bed cover. It's fully inflatable, and
Hmm.
when you store it, it packs all the way down nicely. And then when you're ready, you just, I guess, inflate it and secure it to your truck, and it just secures it. They
Yep.
also have, why are they popping away? The table and chairs on display
Chairs,
there. I
table,
did not,
mattress.
yeah, I did not like the chairs.
I didn't even try sitting in it. It looked kind of cool, but for those who want to understand how it works, is they had a clear, just a small cube of what it looks like, and and the sides were clear.
Hmm.
So so for those who have like paddle boards, that's the exact type of technology they use. So it has these little like ribs or strands inside that only allow it to go so far, so it keeps its form. But it was very tight inflation, very durable
Hmm.
material. I was impressed.
Yeah, and it looks like they're showing just like any type of um, air blower can just
Uh
blow it
huh.
up.
Yep.
I
It
I
comes it comes with a hand pump, and then they sold an electric one after the fact. But the guy showed me how you could actually use like those portable DC
hmm
or 12-volt um, accessory port pumps, and then finish it off with the hand pump. So you don't
hmm
need that electric one.
it it was very rigid, and yeah, it's not my thing. I did not like the table and chairs. It hurt my
Mhm.
back after a little bit. In the video that we are showing here, they were throwing huge rocks on it. Here we go.
Oh yeah, there was an igloo too.
Hmm.
Some like a refrigerator igloo looking thing. But the guy I talked to from the manufacturing plant, I asked him how, fast he's tested it. He said he was going 100, he's gone up to 100 miles an hour with no shaking, shimming, no jig, no nothing. So it seems like it's pretty durable, and it was about 1,700 for just the canopy. Another
What?
600 or 700 just for the flatbed. That right there piece where he stores stuff under it.
And
That
then
was
it
my next
comes,
question.
yeah, storage and additional sleeping area or
Mm-hmm.
storage up there. I don't
Yeah,
know about laying on it for a mattress. It sounds good, but those chairs were
yeah,
very rigid and stiff.
yeah. You'd still want a pad on top of that. It would probably feel like sleeping on the truck bed itself.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd want a pad of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something over the weekend. It was on my Facebook feed. It's a 2-story inflatable tent. I think it's made for Jeeps,
What?
but
Oh wow.
and it might not be as durable as what you're looking at here. But it's the fact that it
Mhm.
had 2 floors. I mean, it was only like 8 feet tall, but it had 2 floors, kind of like big bunk beds that came off the back of your Jeep, and it all
Oh
connected
wow.
into your car.
That's
Uh,
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who made it though.
That's awesome. I still have the Gazelle tent, and it's amazing, and it's less than 3 minutes to set up. Plus, I don't have to have an additional piece of equipment that I only use for one thing. To
Yep.
blow the stuff up, and then
Yep.
if it fails, where's your redundancy? And
Yep.
you're out in the middle of nowhere. So I wasn't too impressed with them.
Yeah, the gazelles are nice. That was my first experience with all you guys and your gazelles.
Gazelles. Yeah, I don't have a picture of the Gazelle City we made. I
Oh,
got
that's too
footage of
bad.
it.
Okay.
Maybe I can bring up the short. While I
Yeah, I
do
had
that, what
just
was another product or something that you saw that you really liked?
some of the cool things that were there. The ammo can fireplace. I
Mm-hmm.
just thought it was too expensive. So talking to Kyle, there's a place that sells just the kit, and you provide the ammo can and the lava rocks inside, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot
What is going
cheaper.
on?
So
I'm over
I thought
at
that was a
Moore.
really cool
Finally, stand
device.
up. You might see him.
Just I'm just blown away by all the options for
Crew
canopies,
over here set up,
tents,
and we're just
configurations,
relaxing.
and
We got a Freddie Mac. We got
uh,
a Jason Ham
it's
2.0.
it's
If you
overwhelming.
stand up, you
Um,
might see him.
but
And
I did
then
find the
the whole
rack
Gazelle
system. It's the same rack
City.
system Jason has, uh, and they actually have enclosures because I like the rack system, but I still wanted a canopy in my truck
Mm-hmm.
so that I can close everything and even sleep in it if I wanted.
That's
And
what Kyle was talking about with that flat too. That he wanted to
yeah,
close it up and also have more space and get rid of the locking system that he has because it really
yeah,
have to
because
space.
he can turn those panels. I assume they have panels you can turn them on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
so you could have the weather tight, waterproof metal panels on the side, back, and top, and then on the inside, it did show they did have internal like the Molly metal panel looking things or whatever they call those. So you could still have storage on the inside, but then it's protected from the elements, protected from theft and all that. So that would be the direction I would go. Similar frame to what Jason has on his truck, same company, and
Mm-hmm.
they've just got a new model or something. I can't remember what he was talking about, but yeah, I like that. I think I'm not going to worry about the inflatable one anymore. I think that's the one I'd go with
Mm-hmm.
for a full size canopy, protected, safe truck cover.
Freddie Mac, we got a Jason Ham 2.0. If there it is. There's our Gazelle City here. Look around. So we have one gazelle there. We're starting with this one. We have the gazebo under two 10-foot canopies, and then we have a gazelle, Robert's tent, another gazelle, Tim's gazelle, and then the other gazebo. We had a pretty nice camp.
Yeah, it was set up. It was set up nice. I got there a day late, so I wasn't there for setup, but it was set up good.
Yeah, we threw stuff out there, and we're like, let's think about this because there's going to be rain this weekend, and
Mhm.
good amounts of it. So we needed to get it set up nicely, and that's what we did. And we when it was raining, the canopies just had a watch between them, and that was about it. We just kept on smoking cigars and drinking.
I really like that where the
The
cooking was
black
done, the
stone,
canopy.
yeah, it was just
Well, that canopy for that is it.
hmm
I think it's made for that. It's mostly mesh, and then it's got uh, roll down panels to cover it. But I
hmm
really like that canopy that where all the cooking was done, or tent, or whatever it's called. The one with
Y-
no floor.
yeah, the canopy. Let me see if I can
I'm
find
sure
their
it's called
website.
something because there's no floor on it, so they probably call it like the cook
Now,
tent or something like
technically,
that.
all their tents in the inside are all Velcro. The floor is, so you can
Oh
remove the
wow.
floor on all of them.
Oh, so maybe it's a normal tent and it just had no floor on it.
So this is what he had: a gazelle gazebo.
Yeah, the gazebo looking thing.
Yeah.
That was really nice. A lot of space.
hmm I think
So
the
that,
one we were cooking in was a little older version.
uh-huh.
Um, because it didn't roll up nicely like Jason's had,
Yeah.
but then it just got really hot in there. When we were
Mm-hmm.
cooking, a lot of people were just going inside it because it's like, oh man, it feels really warm. You're like, yeah, stay in here for another 3 minutes and tell me about it. Because that Blackstone just heated everything up.
Yep. That was nice though. Great
hmm
setup.
I did see Roller Cam again out there. Um, and they make the rope rollers.
Mm-hmm. I saw that too. Yep.
Rollers. Not Euroline. I thought that would be the first one. Yeah, these rope roller system. It's amazing. I have affiliate code. I believe it's in the description. Um, these are great um, roller cams that secure. They let me gather my thoughts. All right. So when you're guiding your mast, you have this connected to your mast, and with one hand you can secure it, and it locks the onto the paracord, so it's not going backwards, and it's an easy release on it. And I have a video on. I'm going to do another video on it because I think these are amazing, and amateur radio and camping and the paracord. Come on, this is totally up our alley.
Yep.
Are those like solid metal construction on those?
There looks like cast metal,
But
but
not
yeah,
plastic. I've seen one
no,
similar like that that had plastic parts and metal cams and stuff like that.
yeah,
That's a
this is
really cool
solid.
concept.
hmm And I found a link for them earlier. Where did they go? Rope roller. Here we go. Bam. This was the gadget of the year I chose for last year. What I added to my pack. So this is how much I loved them, and I bought or got another set. So
Yep.
I got 12 of them now.
Yeah. I still remember you when you got them and was talking about them.
hmm No, I don't have to learn how to tie a knot when this does it for me. Well, if you got to tie a knot, you got to hold the mast up straight, and then you got to tie a knot taut, and then you go to the next one, tie it taut, and then go to the next one, and then make and adjust that knot, and it's just a pain in the butt. I set up a mast system, holding one hand the mast straight up, and then the other hand with this, pull it tight, pull it tight, pull it tight, and then let it go, and it's secured. How easy is that?
Yeah, those
That's
are
not a
nice.
bad. That's not a bad price for a 6 pack of those.
No, it's not. It's about $54. It is $54 listed, and plus it comes with additional paracord for you.
Nice.
This is the bundle here, and yeah, this is 6 pack accessory rope rollers. Yeah, I love these. I love these.
Being a prepper, I have thousands of feet of 550 cord.
Right, right,
Spools of 550 cord.
you right. I got a lot of it too, so I was like, okay, it comes with more. I'm just gonna put that in the stash. One product, and I don't like to bash anyone, and I'm not trying to bash anyone. I just don't really believe what they were preaching. It was Red Zone. Did you see these guys?
Red Zone. I don't recall that. No. What were they? What did they have?
They were toting Internet Anywhere,
Hmm.
and their product
Okay.
was called Red Zone. No, I don't want to give you my address, and this is these guys. So they were going to give you a device, and I think it said the first month was, or first 3 months, they had a sales price of $58. Then after that, we couldn't find anything on how much. of a it will be regular price for the internet. However, they were building this off of the 5G network.
Oh, I remember it now. Yeah,
And
looking at the box.
Verizon is their carrier. They weren't a multi-carrier SIM device, just switches to the strongest signal. They were using Verizon. And they said they could work anywhere, and I do not believe that. I have been to several places where when we were at Yellowstone and even on that trip several times, we got to a place that had no service, not just
Yep.
emergency service, it said no service. And when we went around everywhere and we checked who has this, who has that, who has this, none of us had service. And
Hmm.
these guys will also not have service when you do that. Um, so it's kind of buyer beware, but if you're in, cities and moving along on the well established routes, this could be something good for you. I did not like how they were toting it that within the continental United States you will pretty much have service.
Yeah, I
And
think just driving back, I lost because I run off Android Auto to my
mhm
truck at least 3 times. Lost service. The GPS, all that stopped, and then came back up after a few minutes. So I don't know how something like this can claim that.
mhm mhm
It
they
was 85 a month for the first year, then 95 a month. I remember now.
yeah, and that was just the show special,
Yep.
and I don't believe them.
You'd have to do a lot of travel to justify spending that kind of money monthly on something like that for
Yeah.
mobile service.
Well,
Yeah.
also Starlink, it might be a bit cheaper, and as long as you have access to the sky anywhere in
Hmm.
the continental United States, you will have service. However, and this is the however with Starlink, the buyer beware part, you need a broad horizon to see the view of the sky to get it to work all the time. If
So
you
if you're
just
in a forest, you're out of luck.
Yeah, if you're in the forest where you can't see the sky or put it in a
Yeah.
place where you can see a decent part of the sky, it will drop on you. So when we were camping in Yellowstone, we had about 8 minutes of internet, and then it dropped for about 4 minutes, and we saw it reestablished for another minute, and then it came back, and it just cycled through that as the satellites went over. But we weren't in their zone because the trees were blocking it.
What I don't understand is why would you get a whole nother device that runs off cellular only when you have a phone that runs the same cellular 5G and has unlimited hotspot data?
The thing I think they might have a couple of antennas in there that they bond the connection together to give you a
Hmm.
fatter pipe
Okay. Gotcha.
because they're toting speeds that were like close to broadband. So
Oh,
the only way
gotcha.
to do that off of that network would be to have two or three cell devices in there that you smash together and then use as one solid pipe. Now this is just speculation. I didn't sit
Yeah.
down with them after I heard what they were touting. I was like, okay, and black magic, and we're moving on. Un- Unlike that We Boost, was it We Boost? What do you know the
That doesn't
cell
sound familiar.
boosters?
No, what's that do? I mean, I get what it does. Was it at the show? I don't
It
remember.
was not at the show this year, but there was at the
Oh.
show last year. They're the ones with the antenna, and the top of it had that fat top to it. It's not We
Hmm.
Boost. That's not it. Sponsor. I thought it was We Boost. I'm not seeing them, but they same thing though. But they work off your existing carriers, and they take any signal there and amplify it and retransmit it to your device, and then they're also allowed to transmit at a higher watts out from there.
Hmm.
So it's literally boosting your device. But when I was talking to the guys on them, they're like, you got to have some signal. If you're in an area that has no signal, this thing's not going to help you, and they're upfront
Yep.
about it. And I respect that company for that. I don't remember what that device was. They weren't there this year, but that was them.
Mm.
You said you were looking at the hikers though. Did you like a particular brand, or were you just looking at hikers similar to those?
Well, I think if I got a trailer, I think the hiker would probably be what I'd go with because it's not a huge trailer. We don't need anything to live in, like out on land somewhere and park it.
Mm-hmm.
but it would make it a lot easier with the hiker like Kyle and Julie had there.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of room for both of my wife and I to sleep. It's got storage, it's got everything you need really. And
Mm-hmm.
then we can disconnect it from the truck, which of course, as you know, we with the truck bed tent that we were using, which was great and it slept good and the air mattress and it was waterproof, but you can't take the truck and go anywhere. You're stuck there. So and those hikers ranged. I grabbed 4 of their 6 or 7 cards. They range from like
Mm-hmm.
9,000 to 23,000.
Mm-hmm.
And the one we were looking at was about 12, and then you could probably add some stuff in and bring it up to 16 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good price in my opinion for a towable trailer. And what did she have? Julie was towing it with a was it an Outback?
She had a Subaru something.
Yeah, so it's not like it takes a big, diesel truck to tow it too. So a truck should have no problem with
Yeah,
that. So that's
the one I
we
have
might
on
look at that
screen
next year.
now
Yeah, look at the
is
something XL, I think is what Kyle said he had.
mid-range XL.
Mid-range XL. I think that's the one he said he had. And then you of course can add stuff on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they don't have the weight listed here. I'm trying to look for it. It says please contact us.
Hmm.
Oh, boo.
All my cards are in the bag still. Dang it!
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought I would have pulled the cards out, but
I really do like these trailers. They're built nice. It's the size of what I'm looking at, but I want to stand up. I want to stand up
yeah.
at least partially so I can get dressed and do things and have a decent table where I can pull out a laptop and work comfortably inside and not just always laying down or sitting up.
Hmm.
That's what you said her name was Julie.
Julie, yeah.
Yeah, Julie said that when I was talking to her about her hiker trailer that
Hmm.
when she works out of her trailer, she's like sitting and then her legs are cramping and then you got to
Yeah.
stretch or you got to find a bench
Yeah, that's for
outside and
sure.
hopefully it's nice and no neighbors are playing loud music.
I think that's where I'd want one of those, not just the awnings, but the ones that come out with walls and everything that
Hmm.
kind of a tent or a gazelle that connects to where you go in and out of the
That
camper.
was like how kind of Cal had when it started raining.
Yeah.
That was the 32 0 tents and awnings.
Hmm.
We got tents. They do a lot of things. Here we go. I think he has the 270.
270 vehicle awning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for his, and this is just beautiful.
Yeah. So that was the best part of this is I've got so many thoughts and ideas, but I've also narrowed down my thoughts and ideas that I had before going.
Mm-hmm.
Where we potentially could kind of plan go again next year and then tow home if they
Oh
have
ho
one we want
ho.
and tow it home or buy it the first day
Mm-hmm.
and switch from a truck bed tent to some kind of nice trailer.
I wouldn't mind one of these awning things from my truck 'cause I saw they had a Forerunner in there.
Mm-hmm.
But do they make walls?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I would want is walls,
So
and I
here's
think yeah.
so I think this one just shows them with the walls, or you got to buy their extra. But Kyle's does have the walls. All you can
Hmm.
put walls on it all around it.
That solves a lot of problems for me because the whole thing just, I think the whole thing, it folds up into itself and like hangs off the side of your
Yep.
rack.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
So see,
that's
you could
convenient.
put this out. You could have a table and chairs in there, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to sit and do work or get dressed or whatever inside the trailer.
There we go. There's the Forerunner with it attached. It's attaching to the sports luggage
Hmm.
rack, and then it folds up
Just slick.
right there. And then if you have the sides for them,
Yep.
What did that price say there? $1,800?
It was well. This
1,000
shows
to 1,800.
778. Oh, choose an option. I got to choose
Yeah.
an option.
And then the walls are additional.
Additional, yeah. Let me put all my options in.
Ooh, I like that blue. I'm a sucker for
Because
blue.
the other thing I noticed was a lot of these campers and trailers, like the old pop-ups that would pop up and extend, both directions and give you more space. They're doing a lot of pop-ups, even like the truck bed campers that like my dad had,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. And the top 18 inches or so would pop up. So it was actually smaller as far as height, But then when you park and everything, you just raise it and you could stand up and do whatever inside, like a standard size one. But I don't know how long those kind of things would last, even parked in the shade in Texas heat. How many years that kind of
Well,
material
Kyle's
would
had it
last?
for a number of years already, and he's taking it out like 3 or 4 times a year.
Well,
So
no,
this,
the ones that pop up, it's kind of that, it looks like a plasticky
oh,
something that pops up and you raise the roof on some of those campers, not this
oh,
one.
okay.
And so that was another option I thought would be good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But since I don't have land yet or any kind of shed, I'm in an HOA. I can actually roll in and park one of these um, campers into my garage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another nice thing about these.
Well, the
Yeah,
fabric, you got to keep it protected.
yeah.
A lot of these, even the pop-ups, are not meant to be lived out of like 100%.
Yeah.
They will
So
be.
I think these trailers would be. We've kind of looked at it like this is our best option,
Mm-hmm.
and we could actually park it until we get land or out of an HOA. We could still park it and keep it out of the weather.
Boo, HOA. The one,
Yeah,
there was one there I did like. It was kind of, it was another foot higher than the hiker, but it was about the same
hmm,
size. And then they had the roof pop up another 2 feet, so you
yeah.
could
See,
go
those are
in there
cool.
and sit down. They were starting at 50.
Yeah, it's
I
just
was
too
like,
much.
ooh, why, why? I think they're also made out of metal, so that could be it
Hmm.
too.
Yeah, that's
Puppy.
true. Yeah, there was a lot of choices, a lot of options to look at, but it was good to kind of narrow it down and then maybe in a year, save up, kind of get an. I have an idea now, kind of how much, and save up a bit of money and go pick one up.
Hmm. And this guy, these guys, did you see Waypoint coins? They were
Yes,
in
that was a
the
very cool.
West Building. This company, it's like challenge coins mixed with geocaching.
Yeah.
So each coin has on back a QR code, and then there's a serial number for that coin. And when you go to their website, it will show you,
It was a
uh,
very cool idea.
yeah, where's the coins are. So there's a coin here that someone placed and marked its geolocation. Then you go find it, pick up that coin, log onto the site, say you got it, and you like tag or sign in with it, and then you go hide it
Mhm.
somewhere else. So you could have them travel across the United States. You can ask for custom coins to be printed, and they're always looking for, they said, new ideas for additional coins. Right now, there's not a lot in Texas.
Yeah. She said they were working their way out
Yep.
in South.
Yep, as they travel, or they're hoping as this gets more and more popular for more people to start spreading them on their own. And the app is free. If you find a coin and go pick it up, it's free. There
Hmm.
is a way to pay and be a member to get more perks out of their app. But this was so cool. You know what though? I almost said, "Do you want to do a coin exchange?"
Yeah.
Here's a Tank Radio coin, and I
Yeah.
could get
Here you
one of
go.
yours.
Yeah. The
Uh,
coins, I think, were about 15 bucks, something like
hmm.
that.
Yeah, they
That's
weren't
not
expensive.
terrible.
Yeah, so this was a cool program. I really liked them. I got an interview with them, and they're coming up
Nice.
next week sometime, or this week sometime.
Good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that program. Plus, it was gamifying geocaching.
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
like how we talk about gamifying amateur radio. One
Yeah. I almost bought the Sasquatch coin.
that would have been cool. Would you hide it around the DFW area then?
Yeah. I'd have to, get it started here in Texas, but it'd be, yeah, DFW somewhere in
Yeah,
maybe in a nearby park or something. But I just thought that one was cool. There's a lot of cool coins, but,
yeah.
you can only buy so many.
I don't think they have alerts of coins that they current make.
There is a category coins. I saw that coin keeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got the coins here. There's the buffalo one I liked.
Mm-hmm.
There's Sasquatch.
They're Sasquatch.
Yeah, a lot of them here. I guess
Mm-hmm.
not a lot, but a few.
You can also, yeah, buy a coin and then go hide it yourself to continue the game in your area.
Yeah.
I think this is a cool company. I'll be keeping an eye on their website. If their one comes down to the state or Texas, I will definitely
Hmm.
pick it up.
Just send them in. Uh, your idea for a coin and call it the Tank Radio Hide and Seek coin.
Well, it's kind of like, POTA doing
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and I kind of explained what that is, and she was like, "Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on." I was like, "All right, cool. Y'all have fun. Take it easy."
On ham people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that you want to point out or highlight?
I did purchase, and when I pulled up the price, the court here, I had it back up here.
Here, let me.
Let me send it to you. I'll send it to you in the
I'll just enable share.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
So I've always, let me share. I've never liked the price of Yeti and that type of product. Can you see
Mm-hmm.
it there yet? Oh, I got to click share. How
Yeah.
about that? These guys,
Mm-hmm.
can you see that now? Okay.
Yep. Yep.
The core little igloos, kind of like the Yetis. And I looked it up and I was like, wow, I did save a lot of money because these are 119. And looked on Amazon as well, 119. I paid eight. They sold this for $80.
Oh, really?
And yep. And this, I got the 24 can. I mean, sorry, the 18 can.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next ones up are these. See how this one, they've got like backpack straps. But I'm not a big, like, I don't drink beer and all that, but it's more for like a day trip or just to keep things cold when you go hiking or something. And what was cool about it was it has a magnetic lid. So when you close it, a strong magnet holds it closed, and you don't have to keep
Oh,
zipping and unzipping every time.
I like that. That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And for 80, I realized after I pulled it up today, I saved a good bit of money. So
Nice.
it's really solidly built as well. So that was not my biggest purchase. My biggest purchase was the EcoFlow right
Yes.
here.
Tell
EcoFlow
us. EcoFlow was out there outside this year.
right here. The EcoFlow Delta Pro 3 portable power station.
Uh-huh.
He did do the Texas tax-free thing for me, so that was $100 and something
Was
I
that
saved
this
there.
weekend?
Yep, it ends tomorrow at midnight for those
Oh,
in
I didn't
Texas.
know.
Yep, I think it ends Monday night, midnight. So you can
Nice.
still pick stuff up today and tomorrow. And see, this price at Wellbots is a pretty good price too, cheaper than Amazon. But he did it. He got me a $23.99 price for this one. And then what I plan on doing is not so much using it portable, even though it's got the wheels and like a rollerboard
Mm-hmm.
suitcase, like you and I use when we camp. But I plan on adding the extra battery packs over the next year or two and trying to build this up to a 14 kilowatt battery backup for my home solar.
Jason has a couple of these, and it's
Yeah.
nice. Is there any like 12 volts 12 volts power out natively? Because I see a lot of converters, and that's just
You
eats
know what?
up your power.
I don't even know all the connections because they got little compartments on each side. There's
Mm-hmm.
compartments on the back, and then of course you can daisy chain them
Mm-hmm.
with the other energy or the other ones. Uh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't remember if it has 12 volt anything on here. I don't recall seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is a nice buy. EcoFlow's a great brand, great
Yeah.
batteries, very reliable.
And I was kind of looking into them and watching YouTube reviews, and this one is very, very, very RFI quiet.
Nice.
That was a big selling point for me. But yeah, that was my big purchase. That was pretty much it.
The only thing I bought was the roller cams. um, that was the only thing I picked up. However, when I'm back on my feet, I am thinking about picking up a cooler, or a brand like Iceco. I really like those Iceco coolers,
Mm-hmm.
and they're nice, and the idea of having a cooler on the road, but with 12 volts is amazing.
Yeah.
Let me get the right transition. I moved off from it for you. Boom. And it's
I
already
can't
turned.
find the
Yeah.
other thing I purchased, but it was tie down organizer, little like neoprene
Oh,
with
yeah,
with
yeah.
a fold over. I can't remember the brand, and it's out in the truck still. So, but you just roll the tie ties, ratchet down ties that you just roll it up, stick it in there. The hook goes through the hole, and then the cover just goes over the top, and it just carabiners onto a molly pack or some kind of
Hmm.
hook. Real simple, and so I'm gonna have that for my truck as well. And then when you
Nice.
want it, you just take the top cap part off and pull the thing out, and it's good to go. So really quick, easy way to keep things organized on those ratchet tie downs.
Nice, nice. Well, Paul, I asked you to come on the channel because you had some awesome stuff coming up on your channel and some future goals that you wanted to hit. So, you want to tell us about what's going on over there?
Sure. So the big news coming up tonight on my stream at 8:30 after Jason, if he's streaming. I think he's streaming, isn't he?
Yep, he is.
Okay. So after Jason's stream, 8:30 or so at Central Time, I will announce the start of my 10K to Dayton giveaway. I'm trying to get to 10K by Dayton at Hamvention. And I came across, so I bought the ICOM 7300 because it's a beautiful radio. Mike, I don't know if I want to let his head get bigger or not, but he kind of influenced
Let's
me
not.
at Winter Field Day. It is a beautiful radio, so I picked that up when it was on sale. And
What radio
and that
again?
the 7300, the ICOM 7300.
Okay.
And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to make a good one of those alligator or gator style boxes. Mine's an SKB box, a 3U, and I want a good, solid, durable go kit.
Mm-hmm.
So the 7300 is going to go in that box. This is going to be a build I'll put on the video or on the channel.
Ooh.
And when I was looking at VHF, UHF, for the most part, I have Yaesu products, and I love them. But ICOM has recently come out with the blackout edition of the 2730. It's called the 2730B. And I love that the screen is black. The numbers are big. It's so easy. You don't have this bright light in your face, and the numbers are really visible. So I got one for myself. It arrived yesterday. And
Ooh.
I've been playing around with it and love it. So when I decided that that's the one I'm going to get for my Go box, I'm going to get one of those for the giveaway. And I hope to have 10K, but either way, I'm going to give away the 2730B Blackout Edition ICOM. I asked Ray Novak if I could do it from their booth, and I'm assuming because it was an ICOM, he said yes. He'd probably say
Probably
yes.
helped.
Mhm.
Yeah, that probably helped. So I thought, I got to know Ray really well at Tokyo Ham Fair. So he said,
Nice.
yes, that's cool. And so I'm looking forward to May 17th giveaway at noon. I'll give the link and everything later tonight on my stream, but it'll be signups until May 15th, 11 p.m. You'll just submit your name, email, and a phone number, I think. And then there's a couple other options to share and get some more entries. And then we'll do the drawing May 17th for the 2730. And then I'm probably going to start doing some daytime streams so I don't interfere with anybody else, like POTA hunting type streams. I'm just more of a streamer rather than making videos. I make videos, but I never complete them. So that's kind of what I'm working on. But look forward to my stream tonight. I'll get the link out and start
Mhm.
getting some people signed up for the giveaway.
I think you're already a administrator. Go ahead and drop the link for tonight. Yep.
Okay.
I went ahead and tossed your link in the chat.
Thank you.
So, how have you thought about how you're going to live stream from the park? Because I've done this before and it's
Yes, I
tricky.
have. I am actually contemplating getting a second SIM card for another phone and having two phones streaming
Oh.
as a backup. It's going to be weird because I'm used to doing everything from this three monitor, everything from my computer, and I have
Mhm.
everything here. So I've got a tripod that has a tri connector for three cameras or microphones on the top, and I'll probably be running my GoPro just to record the whole thing as a video later, and then I'll probably be streaming from two phones just to make sure nothing weird happens.
So, you've one phone be your camera and running it on. What's the other phone going to be? Is that like watching the chat?
No, I actually will probably leave up the chat to somebody else. I am not going to try to watch chat from a small phone. If I get it set up properly, I probably could have a laptop up there at the booth
Mm-hmm.
and watch chat from there. But for the most part, it's going to be a fairly brief stream, just saying hello and maybe talking with Ray if he can maybe give out some of the great qualities of this or features of this 2730 because I have yet to find all the good features on
If
it.
you got Ray coming in, do it from your house. Keep that one stable.
Well, I wish, yeah, but so we'll see, and I might have someone doing a little backup help
Hmm.
for me on the chat, so I may not be worrying about the chat.
Well, you tell me when you want to do this, and I'll love to come out and help. I'll be behind the camera. I won't
Yeah,
even
you'll
poke my head around. All right, I'll
you'll
poke my
be
head
there.
around.
So if you're no, you can come in too, but yeah, so I know you're going to be there. So if that's something you want to help with, that would be great.
Uh huh.
Just to kind of monitor the chat, then I don't have to watch the camera. I can just kind of leave it running, do all the voice work, and then do the giveaway, and because I have to have a screen to do the giveaway anyway.
Uh huh.
Um, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous but excited because it's a live stream of a big giveaway,
Hmm.
and I hope that everything goes okay. And I know you guys have mentioned at other ham fairs that sometimes the cellular and Wi-Fi and all that stuff doesn't work as it
Nope.
should. So
Nope. Yeah,
When you're live streaming and doing a giveaway, plan on something going wrong. That's one way to
something
know
will
you're
go
doing it
wrong.
right.
But here's
right.
the deal. If something goes wrong, I will still do the drawing at that time and I will have it recorded. And if it goes wrong in the live stream, I will get that recording out as soon as possible or put a short post out and let the winner know who won.
That's a great idea. Well,
Yeah.
you're going to have a bunch of YouTubers, so if it fails miserably, you'll at
I'll
least
have
have a footage somewhere.
it'll be on somebody's channel, hopefully.
And
Um,
we'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
yep. And this is my first Dayton, so I'm excited. I was kind of nervous about going just because it's a little more expensive. Their hotels aren't cheap, and I didn't want to drive, so I'm flying. But I decided to do this as my subscribers were building and see if I can get myself to 10K.
Hmm.
Hopefully, maybe through this because there are some options that you can share my channel and get some other subscribers on to get more. You get more entries. You know, it's one of those links where if you do this, share this, watch this video,
Oh,
subscribe, it gives you a couple more options of entry. And it's not a bunch. I think it's like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 options to give yourself more than one entry. So
hmm,
hopefully that'll get some more shares and I can try to get 10K before Dayton.
that's awesome. Well, head over to Prep Pants Paul's site. We linked up in the chat there, and give him a like and subscribe. See, I'm already subscribed.
Yep. And we got Mike giving me a couple more subs. That's great. It's
Nice,
going to help.
nice.
I appreciate it.
So
It
currently,
looks like you're over 9,900 now.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's weird. This is what's funny. It's funny, but annoying. I was building up to 909. Okay. So it was 9909. And at one point it got to 9910. And I'm like, oh, good. It's got a good. And then like 2 days later, I look at it, went back down to 9902. I'm like, who is unsubscribing? Come on, guys. Stop teasing me. I'm trying to build this, not. Oh, anyway. But it happens. I'm not worried about it. The drawing is going to happen whether I'm 10K at Dayton or not, but my goal is to get 10K. And I'm hoping that this giveaway will get me there.
Awesome, awesome. Well, what happened to my studio? We should still be live. Let's hope we're still live. Um, yeah, we're there.
It looks good. Yeah,
It
we're good.
looks good. It locked up. I had to refresh. Awesome. Well, thank you, Paul. I hope that we can push you over the 10,000 mark.
I hope
And
so.
I wish you the best of luck. And plus, the giveaways do help. And
Yes, they do.
And I can't wait to meet you over at Dayton. Dayton's going to be overwhelming, man.
Yeah,
It
we're going to
is
have a
like
fun time there.
4 times the size we just did.
I will be doing video from Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will definitely be doing that.
Awesome, awesome. Well,
Thanks, Frank.
well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, Scott, my co-host,
Sure.
my partner in crime. What's coming up on your channels?
Well, surprisingly enough, I had a couple people reach out with some ham radio or radio related products, and the first one just came in. I'm really excited about getting the video shot for that this week. The weather's supposed to be perfect, so there's no excuses. Just be able to get out there and knock it out. So I'll be looking for that. Hopefully, maybe Thursday or Friday, depending on how fast I can get it edited and stuff. I'm trying to do a lot of different stuff. I want to do the unboxing, explain it, got a little presentation, and we'll go out and set it up and check it out and test it and give some final thoughts on it. And I got another product coming in, hopefully about a week or two. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's not ham radio related, but it is radio related. But I still think it's a cool little tool to have in your arsenal if you're interested in, on the market for something like that. So we'll get that out there as well. But other than that, just stay tuned and see what I got coming out.
Sweet. I appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Both of y'all hang on and I'll be right back with y'all. Now I gotta find my own camera. That's that camera. Here we go. Y'all have been amazing. I hope that you had fun with us. I had a blast. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and my supporters, my Patreons, and you. Thank you for helping me out do this and be amazing. As always, y'all, go forth and conquer. Say bye.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. You can support me on Patreon. There is a link in the description below. And to all my tankers out there, go forth and conquer.